Hello and welcome back to Factorio Atlantis. We are in the process of trying to build a base in the water. Right, so this is going to be our requester station. We're using Train Supply Manager. So this is our first supplier station. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. I might do all of these iron and do all of these copper, or I might do it some other way. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out. I don't know if I can have a single site that is where trains park for multiple materials or whatever. I'm thinking I'm going to have these dotted around, and then that a particular production unit will prioritize the closest one, but may use some other. Okay, and I'm looking at this and thinking, actually, could we have... This is one tile too low, but perhaps we could have come in here and out there. But anyway, doesn't really matter. What we're doing at the moment is trying to sort out our power situation, which is not good. Right, so we've built this. Now, for those of you who haven't been watching, we are playing with a couple of mods. So, first of all, it's the Small Islands mod. I think it's called Small Islands. It spawns you a map that's just islands. Okay, then we have the Pontoons mod, and that allows you to place pontoons over water. Pontoons allow you to then place items. Okay, so I think we want to jump that belt. Okay, but I probably want to do this at something like that. Okay, so get rid of those two. Yes, then we'll underground from there to there. That's not quite even, is it? Let's grab that again. Then I've got the landfill everything mod, and that allows you to take a blueprint and then upgrade it with pontoons, in this case, underneath. Okay, so we'll do that. And where do I want... I think for now, take this across. And we will take... I'm just going to fill this in because we will need it later. But I think I'm just going to take in the inside and outside lane. Alright. Right, so the next problem is, how do I get fluids in here? Also, why do I only have half a blueprint down? Okay, so these are our light oil solid fuel. These are our petroleum solid fuel. Each of these will produce a full belt. Each of these will produce a half belt, assuming they were running full speed, which obviously they won't be. I'm really only interested in these, to be honest, because I want this to be an overflow, and I only want this to be active when there's no petroleum to do anything else. All right. But I think everything will balance itself out in the end. Let's get this. And it's just a game at the moment of all the time going around, blueprinting something down, letting the bots place what they can, then going back and blueprinting over the next stuff that you can. Okay. It's quite time consuming, a little fiddly, but we'll get there. Alright, so that's starting to build. So I need to pipe petroleum that we don't use for anything else up there. And the best way to pipe petroleum you don't use for anything else is to actively pump all the petroleum you do use and then let the rest just sort of overflow. So for that, I need pumps. And do I have any? No, I don't have any in my inventory. Can I request some? Right, so I've got these, I've got those. Let's request some pumps. All right. And is there anything else I want to request while I'm here? No. However, I do want to blue. Let's have a look. Is that the right distance? Yeah, it is. Brilliant. Those can go in. Sorry, I'll get rid of the annoying grid lines. I need the grid lines when I'm laying things out because I'm dyslexic and frankly I can't see things unless they're marked out. Alright. Do I want to go there? No, I don't think I do actually. Alright. So I think I want to take this one from the far side just to give the splitters in the balancer the best possible chance of balancing things. Later on we may be taking extra belts out, which is why I did a 4-to-4, even though the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted that it's at best a 3 inputs because there'll be 2 half belts. Never mind. Right, so that should join all that up. Then, okay, so that should be fuel. So we now need the fluids. This is powered up. Yep. Now, what's the best way to do fluids to here? And that is probably going to be underground pipes for now. Okay. Have I had these delivered? None in storage, none on the way. Okay, that makes me think we're not making them. So let's head back. So we're not actually doing any research at the moment, you may have noticed. Everything at the moment is about building. So the next research that I would do, that I would make, oh, so there are some here. So I must have been outside of a logistics, I must have been outside one of the logistics supply areas. Okay, so let's run back. We are then going to add some pumps. Okay, so this is going to pump up there. And the reason it's going to pump up there, so I use medium poles a lot. They should be on my build bar. I shouldn't have taken them off. What do I not use much of? Let's assume I don't use much of that. Okay. Good. All right, so that's prioritizing plastic and sulfur. So that means I can then take out that and I can take it into here. All right, so that would take me into water. There. Do I have a full-length underground skip? Yes, I do. Let's take that and upgrade it. Okay, so how do I want to do? I want to come in here. Do I want to come from... No, that's going to clash with this build, isn't it? So let's do it... that way. This is so weird. All right. So put that back. I am tempted to install some mod that lets me move around on water. I believe there's a hovercraft mod. So hovercraft, or maybe an aeroplanes one. I don't know. Right, so that's the petroleum. We'll get all the floor filled in a minute. So I also need to do heavy. Okay. I think heavy can... Do I want to move heavy parallel? No, I want it to be 2 down. No. Yeah, these things lose their memory quite quickly. Okay. So these are not where I want them. Let's work it back from the other end. All right. So I want these to be offset. That's pretty good. All right, we'll figure that out in a minute. And so then this can be here. Ah, okay. So we hit the line if we do that. There. Okay. Join that in, then let's join those together. We'll just underground through there, and let's underground through there. That should work. All right. That will need to be a straight pipe. So that should be all the petroleum. And that's pretty amazing. Okay, I'll figure out this bit manually. So this is heavy fuel. Okay, so that's gonna, sorry, light fuel. All right. There we go. Okay. Back to map view. Okay, so we need to go down there, up there. I can't go there yet because we haven't got the ground placed. That. Okay. was all a bit of a disaster. Straight there. Under, up. Under, up. Ooh, petroleum. It's moving. Awesome. This is making. Can't believe it. Okay. So that is then going up to here. No way, this is feeding in. We've managed to build a whole power system entirely through blueprints from the map, which I think is a bit crazy. Okay. So the temptation then is, now that we've got this working, to put another 2 of them here, take out another 2 belts. Or, I seem to remember that basically 1 full yellow belt can run 3 of these arrays. I'll have to actually do the numbers on that, or double check it in creative mode. Alright, so we are still waiting on what? So, some pipes. Yep. We need this tile down so that I can blueprint that. That was the missing thing. Okay, let's head on down to our stacker, check to see how this is doing. We needed to put in the supplier stations. Ah, and we haven't put in... Yeah, we have put one in on the top. Good. So this will be our first supply area. And as I said, I don't really understand this mod very well. I just know you need suppliers. So in a minute, we will set up some iron mining. And yeah, so let's find somewhere that has iron. We've got this little tiny copper, which we can fit literally... We could cover it with 1 miner. We're going to cover it with 4. What else? Okay. So this is pretty good. This is some area. Let's cover this all with platforms. Okay. So I'm covering these with at least 3 tiles around the sides. The reason for that is mining drills need space to breathe. Let's go over here. We're going to need a mining drill or 2 this side of the tracks. Okay. Since we're here, we may as well just be neat about it. There we go. Right, so this is where we're going to place mining drills. Then we're going to need a station to load it into. Now we can't put the station here because we'll have mining drills around the track here. That means the station will have to be this side. Okay. Why is it... There. The rail plan is being mad. Okay. Okay, then we're going to come back. Seriously? Come on, stop it. There. So that's going to be our station. We will need this to be a chain followed by a full and a full. I hope that's in the right place. This will then be a chain. We will need a, arguably we need a chain signal before it, and we'll need a chain signal there. Okay, then we need a bog standard rail station. Do we have any? Yeah, we do. Let's get one and just have a look. Because we haven't got the track, we can't lay it out. However, I don't think it is controversial to say that we may as well pontoon this whole area. Okay, from maybe not all the way down there, I don't know. I'm still getting a feel for what needs doing. Okay, so this is going to be the station area. I'll place the station governors down when we have it, and I think, to be honest, I am just going to go nuts. At the very least, let's do that. Okay, we'll only have one or two mining drills. I can always trim this back later, but it's going to be easier to build with it than without it. Right, and then in terms of width here, we're going to have an arm loading onto the train. We're going to have a box to the arm. We'll have an arm to the box. Then we're going to have rail. If we have belt. If we have 4 inputs here, we're going to have we need a depth of at least 4 on top of that. So that's currently a depth of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to give room for some splitters if we needed splitters. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there. And then I'll consider stripping all this back later. Okay, so I think this is all. We now have a design area, which is amazing. Okay, so how's this going? Right, so we have a backlog of solid fuel. This is running at full speed. This is running at full speed. This is toddling along slowly. Let's look at the map. So how disruptive would it be to have more power stations around here? I don't think it would be that bad, would it? So if we stuck another power station array here and another one here, that would be 6. Then we could decommission the 2 legacy ones. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Right, so if we copy the whole of this, call that steam power, and we're going to put a pontoon signal on here. And upgrade that. Okay, then that one can go away. That's it. So then we can stamp this down here and here. Okay, I'm just aware that is 6 belts, whereas we decided for 4. However, these are backed up. Maybe that's not the way to do it. Okay, let's undo that and undo that. I'm going to put one here. All right. I'm going to see if that works. Then I'm going to put... Yeah, I'm going to put one here, one here. And we will let all of that build in its own good time. Cool. In the meantime, how are we doing for power? Not too bad. So we are not running out of power, although it's a bit jumpy. But I think we're doing all right. So our use has gone up massively. Our production has gone up some. I'm pretty pleased with that. So I am going to call that it for this episode. At the moment, apparently all of these are Andy Pierpoint. We are going to change this to Supply South, I think. And how do you do that? Supply South. Supply South. Item equals iron ore. Okay, and then Supply South. Item equals copper ore. Great, so we now have supply stations. And we will figure out what to do with these next time, because frankly I don't have a clue. Until then, thanks very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Factorio Atlantis as much as I am. And we survived our power spiral of death, so I'm pretty pleased about that. See you again soon. Bye-bye.